Scientists have been accused of attempting to manipulate Christians about climate change, often using tactics that appeal to their moral and spiritual values. While some Christians have been skeptical of climate change, citing disagreements with the scientific consensus or concerns about the role of human activity, many scientists have sought to engage with Christian communities and encourage them to take action on the issue. One way that scientists have tried to manipulate Christians is by framing climate change as a moral issue. Many scientists argue that climate change is not just an environmental problem, but also a social justice issue that disproportionately affects the poor and vulnerable. They point out that climate change has devastating impacts on communities that are already struggling, such as increased poverty, hunger, and displacement. By emphasizing the moral implications of climate change, scientists aim to resonate with Christians who are committed to caring for the poor and vulnerable. Some scientists have also sought to engage with Christian leaders and theologians, encouraging them to speak out on climate change from a biblical perspective. For example, the Evangelical Climate Initiative, a coalition of Christian leaders and organizations, has argued that climate change is a matter of biblical stewardship and care for creation. By collaborating with Christian leaders, scientists hope to build credibility and trust with Christian communities, and to persuade them that climate change is a pressing issue that requires urgent attention. Another tactic used by scientists is to highlight the economic benefits of addressing climate change. Many Christians are concerned about the impact of climate change on their local economies and communities, and scientists have sought to persuade them that investing in renewable energy and reducing greenhouse gas emissions can create jobs and stimulate economic growth. For instance, studies have shown that transitioning to renewable energy can create new job opportunities in the solar and wind industries, and that reducing energy consumption can save families and businesses money on their energy bills. Some scientists have also attempted to manipulate Christians by exploiting their emotional connections to the natural world. Many Christians have a deep appreciation for the beauty and wonder of creation, and scientists have sought to tap into these emotions by highlighting the devastating impacts of climate change on ecosystems and wildlife. For example, images of polar bears stranded on melting ice caps or videos of coral bleaching have been used to evoke feelings of sadness and outrage, and to persuade Christians that climate change is a moral imperative that requires immediate action. However, some Christians have pushed back against these tactics, arguing that scientists are attempting to manipulate them into accepting a particular ideology or worldview. Some have accused scientists of using scare tactics or exaggerating the impacts of climate change in order to persuade Christians to take action. Others have argued that the scientific consensus on climate change is not as clear-cut as scientists claim, and that there are still many uncertainties and debates in the field. Despite these criticisms, many scientists continue to engage with Christian communities and encourage them to take action on climate change. They argue that the scientific consensus on climate change is clear, and that the moral and economic implications of inaction are too great to ignore. By framing climate change as a moral and spiritual issue, scientists hope to persuade Christians to take a more active role in addressing the problem and to work together to find solutions that are grounded in both science and faith. Ultimately, the debate over climate change and Christianity is complex and multifaceted, and there is no easy solution. However, by engaging with Christian communities and encouraging them to take action, scientists hope to build bridges and foster greater understanding and cooperation. By working together, scientists and Christians can find common ground and work towards a more sustainable and equitable future for all.